Alright, we're back here on OWA Aftermath. We're kicking back up our match where we left off with Curtis Axel taking on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe had knocked Curtis Axel to the outside of the ring before, at the end of part 2. Which one of these men are going to come out on top and be the lieutenant of Revolution? Curtis Axel now, big knee breaker there to Samoa Joe. And Curtis Axel now picking up Samoa Joe and trying to land these flurries, and Samoa Joe was staying up on Curtis Axel, but really this match has been back and forth, and gaining rank and Revolution is important to both men, and you gotta wonder if Samoa Joe, it might be too much for him to handle. Not only is he having to handle the stress of the tournament, but he's having to impress the axe hole by Curtis Axel. Here's the cover. 1, 2, no, Samoa Joe, and Curtis Axel is frustrated. He can't believe it. He thought he had Samoa Joe right there down for the 3 count, and you got to think, like I was saying with Samoa Joe, you know, not only does he have the pressure of performing how, and here's another pinfall, 1, 2, 3, no, that was close as well, but not only does he have the pressure of trying to win the OWA Championship in the tournament, but battling for rank here, trying to impress Bryan. I mean, this group wants to gain influence, and they could do just that, regardless how you feel about it. I'd let my personal feelings be known about this group, but it could be an opportunity, and that's what this is all about. This is all about opportunity for all these men on the OWA roster to prove that they belong, and you know, when you have friends, it helps you, you know, get opportunities. It helps you compete for championships, and these men are doing the strength in numbers approach. Axel trying to get Samoa Joe up for the clubbing blow, and Axel's taking control of this matchup here, and that's the veteran savvy of Curtis Axel, and really Curtis has the experience in this matchup. Samoa Joe, you know, both men have momentum. Samoa Joe picked up the bigger win. You know, his was a tournament victory. Curtis Axel wasn't in the OWA Championship tournament. But still, Samoa Joe's red hot, but he has to try to counter that experience and savvy of Curtis Axel. And if he can do that, he'll prove that he can handle just about anybody in Curtis Axel with another clubbing blow to the back of the head. We've seen that about 3 times in this match. It might have been the 3rd time he hit that, and Axel's just very intense. He's a very intense superstar. He's very hyper-aggressive. He likes to stay on top of you, and that's a good strategy. If you don't let your opponent breathe, eventually you'll wear him down, and being that intense and that aggressive can also wear on your opponent mentally instead of physically, that they won't know if they could, you know, if you keep beating somebody at some point, the will to continue will go out of them. And the Axel cutter there, the Axel cutters to Samoa Joe. Axel trying to win. 1, 2, no. Samoa Joe showing a lot of heart, and Samoa Joe has been able to show his resilience. Samoa Joe has been able to show that he can take damage, and he's a very hard man to put away for the 3 count. Samoa Joe, big kick to the gut right there, and they accidentally bumped. Curtis Axel got the elbow, and the ref is going to have to check, and you got to wonder how much Samoa Joe might want to exert in this match. You know, if he exerts too much here against Curtis Axel, you know, he's going to have 6 days to recover before he has to take on Cesaro in that quarterfinal matchup, and Axel nails the perfect plex. That might put Samoa Joe away. 1, 2, 3, and Axel advances, or not advances. Curtis Axel picks up the win here on Aftermath. And coming up next, we're going to have another member of Revolution taking on Sheamus. This will be Sheamus's debut. Can Sheamus upset the structure that is Revolution, or will AJ get the better of him? We'll find out here in a moment. Here comes the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. We're set for our next match. Sheamus is set to take on AJ Styles now. AJ Styles has had a bit of an up and down week, so to speak, so picking up a win here would help them even things out. Even though AJ Styles got eliminated in the OWA Championship Tournament, forming that stable with Revolution is going to give him more opportunities to succeed going forward, and that's just the nature of the beast, whether you like it or not. And Sheamus has a tall task here. This is not going to be an easy match for him to win in his debut, but at the same time, it's an opportunity. It's a big opportunity, because if Sheamus knocks off AJ Styles, it could maybe prove that there is a chink in the armor of this new upstart group known as Revolution. And here comes AJ Styles, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen, that damn horn again. Unfortunately, we're going to hear that a lot over the coming weeks. But AJ making his way to the ring, and AJ, the private of Revolution, that the lowest ranking member of Revolution, but don't let that fool you. AJ Styles is an outstanding competitor. He was just moments away from beating Finn Balor to advance in that OWA first round matchup, but now he'll have to turn his sights and try to start picking up some momentum and gain the brand, so to speak, of Revolution. Like, at the end of the day, Revolution can attack people, and Revolution can prove they're the best, but the only way to truly submit that is picking up wins in the ring, and AJ and Christian are the only two members of Revolution that have not yet picked up a win here in OWA, so AJ will definitely be looking to knock off the debut and start the debut of Sheamus on a sour note by picking up a win over him. Can Sheamus hang with AJ from Revolution? We'll find out here in just a few moments as this match is set to kick off. Ooh, and Sheamus coming right out of the gate, and there's the bell, and that's a good move by Sheamus. You know, fortunately, we were able to get some extra security in the back, so Revolution it's going to be very hard for them to interfere in this match. That they're barred from ringside in each other's matches, so Sheamus shouldn't have to worry about that, but Sheamus is going to have a tall task here, like we said before. It's going to be a tall task for them to knock off a game AJ Styles. You know, sometimes you can win in a loss, and even though I'm sure AJ was disappointed that they didn't move on to the next round of the OWA Championship Tournament, there's a lot of opportunities on the horizon for AJ Styles, and I just wish he went about it in the right way. I just wish, like, that he's very talented, and instead of forming a group with a bunch of delinquents, I wish he would go about it the right way. But AJ's proven that he doesn't need help as of right now, nailing that big DDT and then a big kick to the back of the head. Big enziguri there by AJ Styles to Sheamus. Now this is an opportunity for Sheamus to remember. We're going to have that OWA Heritage Championship Gauntlet match, and the participants are yet to be named, and I believe, you know, Curtis Axel, when he's not in the Revolution group, he's still the general manager, and Curtis, you know, is still going to give people opportunities, and this is a chance for people like Sheamus to prove they deserve a shot at the OWA Gauntlet Championship. You know, with a win here, Sheamus could possibly insert his way into the Gauntlet match. And Sheamus, big German suplex there to AJ Styles, and Sheamus is a very intense competitor as well, and he'll look to put you away fast. He has that devastating high cross, he has that bro kick. Looking for a move here on AJ, and AJ fighting out, big shots to the stomach there of Sheamus. Nails a big backhand, and now what's he looking for here? Big vicious brainbuster there to Sheamus. And Sheamus looks like he's rocked, and AJ getting a little cocky. That this Revolution group has proved that they are not short for words. They're very full of themselves, big scoop slam, but they might be able to prove that the talk is worth it. And we'll just have to wait and see. AJ went for a big enziguri. Sheamus was able to counter that, and Sheamus is going to Irish whip AJ to the outside, and now the Celtic Warrior trying to get the OWA crowd behind him. This is his first taste of being in front of the crowd, and AJ is still out of camera shot right now, and Sheamus, I don't know what he's looking to do. AJ now getting back in the ring, and I don't know what Sheamus was thinking there. You know, maybe that's a rookie mistake, just the inexperience. Like, you don't want to give up that. And AJ looking for the Oshi-Garoshi. Is he going to be able to put Sheamus away here? He's looking for the Styles Clash, and if he nails this, he might win the match. So he hits it. And here's the cover by the referee. 1, 2, kick out by Sheamus at 2.5, and Sheamus still showing fight here. And AJ can't believe it. AJ's wondering what he has to do to put this rookie away. And you don't usually see a lot of heart out of like a rookie like this, but he wants to prove that he can knock off AJ Styles. It doesn't matter what group you're in. Now on the big shoulder block there. 2, AJ trying to use the ropes to pull himself up, and Sheamus just getting the big clothesline to clothesline him out of the ring, and now again trying to get a little bit of momentum back in this matchup. Sheamus there for a little bit was taking a beating and just trying to do anything he can. Sheamus again waiting for AJ to get in the ring, and AJ does, and again nails him with a big shoulder block, and Sheamus picks him up. Sheamus again looking for those big patented knees into the back right there, the Irish Curse backbreaker, and third time he hits it. The 3 consecutive Irish Curse backbreakers, and now it's Sheamus. Now Sheamus is in control, and Sheamus is looking to get his first win on OWA Aftermath. Sheamus looking for the bro kick, but missed it, but AJ went right into a spine buster, and Sheamus looked like he was going to pin him, but he thought he might not have had enough on him there, and even if you don't think you can pin him, it's better to get the cover through, because you could tire him out. The more coverage you can get on your opponent, the more times you have to make him kick out. It's just to your advantage. So when someone interrupts a pin, lets a pin go, I don't really understand it. And AJ now Sheamus calling AJ to get him back to his feet. AJ with the counter, and AJ has him now. I don't know what AJ's looking for here. He let him go, and he got him into another Oshi-Garoshi knee to the back of the head, and that usually sets up for the Styles Clash. Can AJ nail it? And he does, and will this one put him away? Will this one be the one that finally puts away Sheamus? Here's the cover. 1, kick out at 1, and this is unbelievable. We've seen a lot of superstars, and that's what really surprised me the most is the amount of punishment some of these superstars like Seth Rollins and Randy Orton and Sheamus and even The Rock and Samoa Joe have been able to take. Some of these guys can just take a lot of punishment. It's hard to keep them down for a 3 count, and you got to respect that. You got to respect that these matches mean a lot to these guys, and here comes AJ now trying to work his way into a comeback, but Sheamus cuts it off, and Sheamus again going for the cover, but again decides to let it go. Very questionable move. Sheamus went for a move. AJ countered it into a Russian leg sweep. And now AJ taunting Sheamus to get up, and he's using that signaling of the forearm. That usually means he might be looking to set up for that phenomenal forearm finishing maneuver. His secondary finishing maneuver too. The Styles Clash. Big suplex there. And Sheamus rolls to the outside. And now Sheamus getting a breather. He's just right outside a counter shot. And Sheamus will have to try to beat that 10 count. The referee will eventually, if he stays out there too long, call the match. Sheamus going in the back, another shoulder block. We've seen him go to that shoulder block a couple of times in this matchup now. That's been the move that's most effective. And now Sheamus just nailing those clubbing blows to the head of AJ Styles, and again just going, and this is the viciousness. And Sheamus has a mean streak. Sheamus is just, you can't take him lightly. He will throw hands with the best of them. And AJ going hard into that corner, and now Sheamus looking for the big suplex, but AJ able to get the knee into him, and now AJ Styles, look, big neck breaker there, and AJ trying desperately, becoming a little bit of innovative on his offense here, trying to change things up, but he's going to the well now, another Oshi-Garoshi, and can he set up for another Styles Clash, and he does, and and he's going for the Styles Clash, and surely this has to put him away. This has to put Sheamus away. Here's the cover. One. No, unbelievable.